yeah. No, I don't want to tell that. That's dumb. It's about making a vampire come.
Please.
Do it.
Yeah. And then werewolf. Yeah.
You kill. No, I'm not. You're not getting werewolf. You kill a vampire with a wooden stake. You know. How do you make a vampire come? You put a wooden stake in the penis? Why are you asking? Why are you judging? Terminator 2, Judgment Day. I didn't want to tell it. I said I didn't want to. Yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's what you get. Vampires, they hate garlic. So they must hate Italians, you know.
What the f-
Yeah. You like it. You like it. You like it. You like it.
Fuck. Just keeps working. Welcome to the Book Report, the Jordan Leer program, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I'm here, baby. I read I Am Legend. Hold on, I don't have enough hands to do drugs. And I Am Legend, Richard Matheson, 1954. A cool 171 pages, not too bad. You know, I got this book, and I was like, oh, it's fucking 300. I gotta dive into this. You really gotta read it. Ugh. And then you get to 171, and you find out that the rest of the pages in this book are a collection of short stories that Richard Matheson wrote. I hope he read it. He wrote. And you're like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. It's like 100. Because, man, I like reading, but more than that, I like having read stuff. You know, I feel good after I fucking finish it, clear the mind. Wondered why. But I was relieved when the page count is, dude, under 200, that's a breeze. You can finish that in a week if you put your mind to it. I know reading is boring, it's hard, but it is fulfilling, and you work your goddamn imagination. And I Am Legend is a sick, fucking awesome book. It's like really a book where I laughed out loud, I cringed, I felt bad. You know, you felt the guy. You know, a lot of people my age, you're familiar with the Will Smith movie, I Am Legend, and that's very good. I love that movie. A lot of people kind of shit on it, but you know, I think it's good. You know, in that movie, it's like he's the last man on Earth. The fucking virus took shit out, and they're kind of like zombie-ish, vampire-y. But in this one, the fucking OG I Am Legend, Dr. Robert Neville, it's vampires. That's why I got it. It's fucking. Whew. Hold on a second. I'm just geeking out too goddamn hard. I want to blow Will Smith so bad. Oh! Vampires, man. I've had a vampire month. Watching a lot of Buffy, Twilight, whatever. So, all right. Let's get into the story, huh? All right. Dr. Robert Neville, the Will Smith character you can think of. This is written in 54, but the story takes place, it starts in like 74, 76, like 20 years later. And yeah, fucking whole world's turned into vampires, / most people are fucking dead, except for this guy, and he's sad because his wife died, his kid died, and so that sucks. There's no more pussy around. You know, what are you going to do? Drink all day. He drinks all day. That's the other cool part of this book. This motherfucker is an alcoholic, you know. Like where I come from, St. Joe County's finest, like living at the Harvey House local fucking bar. Living there, man. Just pounding, not beers, not even beers, whiskey. Put in this, I'm like, I'm this guy. I'm this guy. I would do the whiskey. I would do the whiskey like him. Me and Robert Neville, we're the same. We're the same. Because, you know, it's the end of the world. Similar to our fucking times. You know, this is nothing compared to this. This is a fucking fire drill compared to this shit, you know, because he's for real the last guy. And it's like, what do you do all day? And he spends this day, like, trying to find a cure, figure out what the fuck happened, tries to take care of himself a little, but then he's like, man, why not fucking drink, you know? One bourbon, one scotch, a one bear, a George Thorogood. So he pounds it, man, and I really like that. And he gets all sad, thinking about the time that his wife died, and he took her to bury her, and they wanted him to burn her body, and he's like, nah, I ain't burning my fucking wife's body. Big mistake. She came back, zombie vampired out, And when I say vampire, like these vampires, like he stakes them in the heart and shit. Like he uses garlic on them. He even uses crucifixes on them and shit. They're like kind of traditional vampires. His wife came back as a vampire. He had to kill her. Yeah, domestic abuse. I think that still falls under that. I think you're still married if she comes. Well, till death do us part. She did die. We need fucking science on this shit. So he's doing this shit. In the book, he's not like a genius doctor like the way Will Smith is. Because Will Smith's like a scientist already. He just is fucking fascinated. So he goes to the library. He spends his days flipping through pages trying to learn some shit. He's looking for a cure. Like he does tests on garlic. He's like, why does the chemical of fucking garlic work? He starts to try and figure out why this shit happened. And he kind of nails it down that what happened was there were like vampires out there, and they, so obviously they bit a few people and they bit everyone. But more than that, he finds that there's like a germ at play. So it's like a virus type thing. It's like a spread, like it, when the vampires die, it's like spores inside of their fucking body, and it goes into the air, and there's like big dust storms that happened back then. And so everyone breathed it in. They weren't wearing their fucking mask, man. Wear a mask and vote. Wear a mask and vote. People wearing a red hat. No one wearing a red hat says that. So funny. I'm not even gonna. I'll save that for the stage. Okay. If someone comes up to me and gives me shit about not wearing a mask, I'm gonna go, fuck Trump, and they're gonna go, yeah, I agree, and I think that'll solve it. Anywho, this guy doesn't give a fuck about politics because he's the president now. He won. Good for Robert Neville. He spends his days doing that shit. He figures out why he can kill him with a stake, like a stake, because what happens is he shoots him with bullets and it doesn't fucking do anything. But a stake leaves a gash open long enough that air gets in and causes their body to disintegrate. And I'm like, that's pretty fucking good vampire lore explanation on the stake to the, it doesn't. I don't think it has to be a stake to the heart either. He usually does. I don't know. Missed that on the cliff notes. I'd missed that on the fucking test, I guess. What else? The crucifix. He justifies the crucifix being that it really only works on Christians, because if you spent your life like worshiping God, like your mind gets inverted when you go vampire. So the symbol that you used to think saved you, you're fearful of. Which mostly, aren't you fearful of God anyways? Isn't that part of being religious? You got to be ashamed of shit or something? I don't know. I've never been religious. This is drugs. He's searching for a cure. Man, he's got a funny neighbor in this. Ben Cortman. It's a guy that was his neighbor before shit hit the fan, and then shit hits the fan. But the guy still says his name. He's like, Robert Neville, I'm gonna eat you. So that's kind of fun, like Shaun of the Dead when you got your zombie boy, you keep him around. What would you do if you fucking, end of the world, can't do, what do you do all day? I used to be in LA and fantasize on some days of man, what if, I don't want anything bad, I'm not saying I want anything bad to happen, but I just was sick of fucking working in the hustle of bustle and try to pick someone to be and to make money, and it's just dude, what if there's nothing? You really didn't have to do anything anymore, Because the realities are scary. You got to take care of yourself. You get fucking, how do you grow food? How do you make food? I guess if tomorrow I woke up and most people are just gone, maybe not even vampires, but just I was the only one. But all the shit was here. You get your food, you get your water, but you fucking get as many marijuana seeds as you can. And you figure out how to fucking keep the marijuana cycle going. Because if we lose that crop, yeah, I'm finding a vampire to fuck me up. Because I don't need this without weed. I don't know. Oh man, he's got no love. He's really sad. There's no, You know, and sometimes the vampires flaunt their pussies in front of him outside. That's a real. He looks at the people and they're like, "Oh, come out here! You want some vampire pussy? We're gonna fucking eat you, motherfucker!" And he like almost goes for it a couple times. He's like, "Man, I wasn't gonna fuck a vampire, but there's nobody left. There's nobody left." That's a thing. What do you do? You know, jerking off. Well, I don't know. You find a pocket pussy, you know? You just design the world's greatest sex robot you can think of. You just get to work on 3D printing. You dedicate your entire existence to weed and 3D printing if you're left. That's what you do. You know, there's probably plenty of booze, whiskey, and all that shit. You have that around. We're good on the whiskey. Probably kill ourselves with it. You know, it's going to happen. All right, what else happens in this fucking book? The Neville. Yeah, the pussy that gets to him. That gets to him. So the dog shows up, okay? A dog shows up. And if you've seen the fucking Will Smith movie, okay, and if you, Will has to kill his dog. He got to kill that dog. And that's like the saddest thing ever. I like think of that to this day. It's still so, it's like it's coming to, that his dog's going to get bit, and then he's going to have to, and then he choked it out. Oh, it's a good movie. Will Smith's an amazing actor. So in the book, though, he sees a dog, and he's like so fucking lonely. He's like, I want to be your buddy. Come back. Come here. Come here. And the dog keeps running away, and then he gets the dog, and he's being cool with it, feeds it, and the dog gets, they get a little relationship, and then the dog turns all fucking shitty and dies. The dog dies. I think the dog just dies. It's less epic. I don't know why they didn't write it that he fucking old yellers him in the book, because I'm pretty sure, the dog just dies. It just like, gets sick, and it's like, fuck, man, my wife, my bitch, my girl, everyone's dead. It sucks. So I felt it when it was happening, all right? Okay? I'm in it with the book. And he's like, what am I going to do all day? Just drink? Listen to classical music? Collect murals and shit? They didn't have pocket pussies back then. It was 3D printing wasn't on the table for Robert Neville back then. Okay? So then the book comes around. And for the epic little, falling action or whatever, the climax then falling action, he sees somebody. He sees some bitch walking around in daylight. He's like, oh my God, I might get some pussy. Finally, I've been wanting it so bad. I've been rubbing my dick raw and then just not jerking off. A succession of that for the past few years. And he chases her down, and she doesn't want to fucking roll with him, man. She's like, scared. He's like, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm here to fucking save you. And they're both a little nutso because it's like apocalypse and shit. And then he finally gets hold of her. I think he like captures her, But in like, he captures her. He kidnaps the fucker. He holds her against her will, okay? But gets her back to her house. Gets her to chill. Gets her to talk a little bit, She's shaky or whatever. And then she's like, he like loves her a little bit. And I don't know if he loves her, but I think they have like an intimate moment. That's what it is. They have an intimate moment. And then the next day, she's gone. She's gone. She's out. She's out. She leaves a letter. Now, this is the part that I would say, I'm liking where the book is going to end eventually, but this next part, it's just a little quick in the book for me. It's just a little fast, okay? Because all of a sudden, she leaves a note, and the note is just her saying, hey, guess what, dude? I think you're a cool guy, so I'm going to be straight with you. I am a vampire. He's like, fuck! I knew I liked vampire pussy. She's a vampire. She goes, I was sent here to spy on you, okay? And I don't know, there's like an epic thing. Like he sees that like she was using makeup on her legs, to make it look like she had tan legs, but really she's a fucking vampire. She's like, I was sent to spy on you because we're building a society, and we're smart and we're intelligent. We're not these fucking monsters. We're like, some of the OG vampire, and you're the new monster, bitch. Like, you're the asshole. Like, you thought that you're just going out killing people all day long, and you're the piece of shit around here. So we're done with it. We want to fuck you up, Or we want you to fucking stop, at least. And So that's Bob. And she's like, hey, get out of here. Just leave. And you won't have to worry about it. Nothing. It'll just like, if you bounce tomorrow, maybe you'll make it. They won't find you. And he doesn't. He just sits back and fucking pounds some Johnny Walker. Play some goddamn George Thorogood. As you should if you're a man and vampire society has taken over the world and you lost your fucking dog, your wife, your bitch, your girl. That's a good Tech 9 song. My wife, my bitch, my girl. So they come, and the vampires capture him, and he's sitting in the jail cell, and he's looking at them, and they're looking at him the way it's like opposite, because he's the monster now. He's the guy that is just this fucking beastly fucking. He's pounded Johnny Walker. He's been pounding it. Okay, listen to Leonard Skinner. Did I say Leonard Skinner? Oh, man. And he goes, man, looking back at, we didn't believe the legend of the vampire, and then they are. It's like, oh, the legend's real, and then he's like, oh, well, look at me now. Now I guess they're taking over. Fucking survival of the fittest. This is a new dawn, a new day, I guess I am legend now. Vincent Price movie, too. The original one. Watch that. Pretty damn good. Pretty damn faithful to the movie. Vince Price isn't as handsome as Willie. And then the Charlton Heston 1978 movie, which is it's fun. It's got some fun red car LA scene. Charlton Heston shooting a gun and shit that are cool. Kick it up a little bit. But most of the villains, the little society they go with, are ridiculous. It's kind of a ridiculous movie, if you will. What else? Other adaptations, also Last Man on Earth. The Will Forte show is incredible. And you could say that's I think it is, in a lot of ways based on this. I wonder even if they pay out any royalties for adapting it. But that show is so fucking funny about Will Forte being last man on Earth, and then he puts up signs all over billboards saying, I'm alive in Tucson, and he is living like he has a fucking margarita pool. He has a fucking toilet, a pool that he just takes shits in. He lives like an animal. It's hilarious. What else? I guess this fucking really inspired the Night of the Living Dead series too, George Romero shit. So it's like, dude, I am legend in terms of vampire, lore, and apocalypse, and the zombies too. It's like there's some blend of zombie vampires. It's like, get in here. It's a good read. He's drinking. Drink with him. Get in there. What are you doing? You can't have. I don't have any right now. I just have wheat. You can't have any. Alright, I'm gonna go fucking kill a dog.
I don't want to miss anything. Oh yeah, this is important. I better get this in. I was watching I Am Legend, the Will Smith movie. More like I Am Dogfucker,
Is that your movie?
You see him cry? You see him fucking cry when that dog dies? You telling me he didn't fuck that dog? You telling me he didn't let that dog lick peanut butter off his dick? It's the end of the world. There's nobody left. You telling me there's nothing between them?
The dog died? I haven't seen it yet.
That's on you. It's based on a Vincent Price movie, Last Man on Earth. About the future, about a guy the last guy to get transgender surgery. This guy is so lame. It's like, when I fucking just go joking, fucking fly. Yeah. You want it all good. You want it all good. That's a problem with everyone. Everyone wants a joke all fucking good. It's so stupid. It's like everyone wants it done good. Like, oh yeah, ready, I'm sober. And shut up. Yeah, fucking. Shut up.
P.S. They need to do an updated version because in the book it takes place in L.A. and that's pretty cool. And I need to be in the updated version, and I need to roll around listening to Tupac going, "To live and die in L.A. is the place to be. You got to be there to know it. Everybody wanna see. To live and die in L.A. is the place to be. You got to be there to know it. Everybody wanna see it."